Hello and welcome to week 6 of the NECC League of Legends season. And we're back with another match for SNHU going against Clark Red this time around. And we already have our lineup up.
I mean, seems kind of looks like an interesting kind of lineup here. I mean, we do see got the Nami in the top lane looking potentially there, Caitlyn, and then the Sona? No,
Senna.
Senna. So I mean, that could be interesting. I don't think we've seen Nami pop up in the top lane before.
Definitely not in top lane, but we do have a Viego on both sides. We actually have two Viegos on the side of SNHU once again. So maybe we actually will see Viego in this set here, seeing as both teams may want to pick him.
Well, potentially they don't ban them first. I mean,
True.
looking at our supports, I mean, pretty standard there. You got the Seraphine, you got the Rel, you got the Lulu. Then there's another Nami. So I mean, we got two Nami. So we got a double Viego, we got a double Nami going on.
Right. I think what's interesting here is that we have an Aphelios on the side of Clark University for one of the comfort picks. And I think that's interesting. I don't think we've seen Aphelios at all
No,
on our
I don't think.
streams in general,
No,
not
I
even
don't
last
think so.
season. Um, and Aphelios is always an interesting character to see, seeing how the person playing them controls the management between all the different weapons, things like that, all the different combinations you can do. And take another look back at the mid lane. Seems pretty standard as well, with I think the only real surprise standout being Morgana.
Well, I mean, with Morgana, that you do have a little bit of that CC, some lockdowns. I mean, if you can kind of basically hold them in place and just nuke them down, I mean, that works. Well, so there goes Anasis and
Jumping
and
right
the
into it.
Ampharos.
Yeah. It's
Or-
Nasus, Aphelios, Thresh, what, going right into the bands, just flying through them. And then on the other side of Clark banned Talia and Nefiri. Uh, very strong ban banning out the Talia so that SNHU does not get that.
Yep, and there goes Viego. So it looks like no one's playing Viego for this first game.
Right? No interesting picks, I guess.
Yeah, and
I
SNU
mean,
here's the first
sorry.
pick.
No interesting picks based on what we just saw. Of course, we had the
We
Xin
get this
very
in
strong
Joe.
pack.
Yep.
Uh, can't go wrong with Xin I feel like. It's
No.
worked out for SNHU very well so far.
High mobility, lots of leap ability, can get a little bit of ganks here and there. Just let them roll. Just let them snowball.
And let's see where Clark will go with this.
Not, Nami.
I could see Nami coming out first. Aatrox.
Aatrox.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
interesting. Well, I guess we know the top lane.
Never know.
Unless you're going to throw Aatrox like in mid. But
We've had surprises like that before.
that is true.
Clark is really thinking about these decisions here. Seems like they're really.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Yunara. Oh,
Nope. Just kidding.
no, no, not kidding. Nope, we got a Zaya,
Yep.
which is
Still interesting.
infinitely, slightly more annoying.
Yeah. Definitely one of the more annoying picks, but still definitely interesting to see here coming out.
Well,
And
there's Scion.
speak of annoying to go against.
Yeah, but I mean that seems to be our typically since Scion is definitely guaranteed for one game at least.
Oh, of course. Yeah. SNHU has a pretty strong Scion, even when Scion's getting beaten down. And if you haven't been killing Scion each time, not really gonna matter too much. And even then, it might not even matter too much because the revival passive.
Yeah, there's Royal Passive, plus not everyone really being able to do a lot more damage to those towers due to the recent updates.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Yone.
Yone coming out. All right. I can respect it.
This kind of seems to be slightly different than what we've seen. I don't think we've seen anyone pull out a Yone this season
Not
for our
this
team.
season. Not for SNHU. No, definitely not. We have a very 80 heavy team so far for SNHU. Clark University, are we going to continue the 80? I think
Oh,
so.
there's Fiora.
I think Fiora is 80. Fiora, though, speaking of annoying to go against, I have heard horror stories of people fighting Fiora all the time, especially in ranked.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have what I think it's the ultimate that does the weakness for the fencing. So basically, you hit
Yeah,
each side, and then you get like a stun.
it's a. So I think it's her passive applies one weak point, and it'll do a little bonus
Yeah.
damage, and her ultimate applies all four, and then it's
Hmm.
her riposte. she can deflect an ability, and or not necessarily deflect, but she'll be CC immune. And then if you're hit by the second part, you'll be stunned.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. But we're gonna go back to the bands, and there's not gonna be a Zeri this time.
Keeping Chipper out of those picks.
No
And there's
Milo.
the Milio ban.
So looks like they're getting rid of mainly support so far. For at least for SNHU, they're trying to take out some utility.
Right. And no Smolder. Ooh, Chipper has to pick something a little bit more out of the box this time around. No Smolder, no Zeri, no Talia.
Hmm. MF
We might see Misfortune come out. We do see a Renata Glass ban, though. So we will not be seeing her in the game
for the first round.
for the first round.
For the first round.
Clark University, what do you have in store now?
Well, I want to know.
Nami is still available.
Nami is still available. Ooh,
Aurora.
Aurora.
Where are these picks? One. Aatrox, Zaya, Fiora, Aurora. Zaya has to be ADC. Aurora should be mid lane. Is it Aatrox
E
jungle?
Maybe
Ziggs.
Ziggs.
Ooh.
So we get a Yordle.
It's a hover. And it's a lock. We will be seeing Ziggs.
Yordle.
And
And then
Leona.
Leona. Okay.
Ooh, that's going to be
Ooh.
interesting. Stun them right into the bombs.
I mean, that's one way to do it. And a Braum.
Braum. Okay, so Zaya Braum. Aurora mid lane. So it's Aatrox or Fiora jungle and top each.
Yeah, it's such a weird
They're both kind of out there picks for either of them being a jungle. And
right.
neither of them are on their comfort list, so it's definitely interesting to see here.
And I mean, if you had to throw one of them in the jungle, maybe Aatrox, just because he's a little
That's
bit
one thing.
more mobile.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, definitely
But
interesting picks there. And then SNHU having to make some last minute adjustments, especially for Chipper there, having Talia, I almost said Nefiri, Talia, Zeri, and Smolder all banned, which were characters we've seen Chipper play throughout the season so far. So definitely going to be interesting seeing the Ziggs come out.
yeah, I don't I don't think we've seen him play any kind of champion like that so far this season.
No, definitely a
So
different play style. Maybe a little bit similar to Talia if you like stretch your definition a little bit, but
a little bit.
yeah, but definitely a very different play style. Uh, and then the Leona coming out for Ophius as well.
I mean, classic grab and stun.
Right,
Get a little shield out, do a little damage burst, let everyone hit you because they're just damaging themselves, really.
right. And then a Yone in mid lane. That's so interesting. It's one of those characters that you see all the time, and
I
I feel
mean,
like I personally don't think about it too much because when I'm fighting Yone or Yasuo, it's like, oh,
I
those
mean,
two duo
in my mind,
popular.
they're the same person, honestly.
Yeah,
Except one just can block your attacks.
one can block, one goes in and comes out again. Yeah,
Basically the same character.
yeah. It'll definitely be interesting to see because I believe the last stream we had, mid lane had to play a little bit safer compared to how they usually play. Had to play a little bit slower. So it'll be definitely interesting to see with Yone this time, where you can kind of quote unquote force your way in and then come out a little bit safer
Right.
than usual.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll hope for more of the tower pushes, but I also kind of want to see how this top lane's going to go. Because
Right.
usually top lane is a little bit of a slow kind of start.
Mm.
So I am kind of curious to see where that's going to go for SNHU. But, I mean, I mean, could have been. It's a very interesting composition because I mean, with 'cause, I mean we have a lot of poke.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say not really so much brawl.
Yeah, I'd say definitely the ADC side has more poke, or like the lower you go on the map for their lanes, I
Hmm.
think we'll see more and more poke. But
Well, the Yone
with
is just. poke slash dive. I mean, depending on what you're doing at that
Yeah,
moment.
it does a little bit of both. Uh, Xin Zhao
It's just
also kind of a little bit of both. It's more so a
yeah,
poke and then find your right spot to go in.
yeah.
Uh,
Because at that point you're just diving in and just hitting every single button on rotation.
right. And it has to be Fiora top lane, and I think that'll be definitely interesting to see because that'll be Fiora versus Sion, and
Yeah.
then you have to worry about getting your slam reposted, and then you're stunned.
Yep. And then not to mention, depending on how they play, they want to play saver fight under that tower. That's gonna make it even worse.
Right,
Because you're not gonna get a whole lot of movement. You're gonna have to crash your waves, one way or the other. That's gonna kind of throw everyone off a little bit, depending on how. Really, I think it kind of just depends on um Big Bear and see kind of where he roams for his ganks.
right,
If he even goes for any early on.
right. It might be going back to sides. I would, in my opinion, if
Hmm.
I were Big Bear, I would try to get a little bit of an early lead for top lane
I mean,
because I don't want to deal with Fiora later game getting a little bit too much.
yeah. So, I mean,
That'll be interesting.
it. I just kind of want to see how this composition works. Because, I
Mm,
mean, with them, they have the Zaya, they got the Braum
right.
going down to that bot lane. So, I mean, obviously, you're gonna have your like AD and your crit,
Hmm.
um, really going that way. But, I mean, Leona's not particularly squishy,
No.
and Ziggs is kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, say he's on the squishier side, but you're usually not having the easiest time getting over to him.
Right. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Clark University kind of pushes in on that bot lane.
Yeah, I wonder how much Braum can actually block with the shield in this matchup. Because I know it's usually auto attacks or basic projectiles. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine he can still block the uh Ziggs where he just like rolls the normal bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'd be able to block the like little spread bombs, the little
Oh, on the ones on the ground that you just kind
yeah.
of walk over and they go boom.
Yep.
I mean,
If he had blocked it, that'd be interesting to see.
yeah, I don't think
But
I would be kind of yeah, I don't think it'll block that one.
yeah, I would see the only way that works is that he's already blocking when it comes out the first
Right, it
time.
just happens to be up when he does it.
Right. Then the
But
Leona hook, I think, might it would either get stopped on the first hit or would just go through and stun Braum, which is still better than letting your ADC take it.
right, right. But I mean, I think at that point, I think Snu wants to just target that ADC.
Right.
Just ignore Braum because he has that shield anyway, so just target the ADC.
Yeah.
And then once the ADC is down, you can kind of then just flip.
Right. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, especially with Aatrox being around somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if Aatrox is going to go to the jungle, that's going to be something you're going to want to watch out for because Aatrox jumping into you in the middle of a team fight is not a fun time, especially
Hmm.
because his sword has a stupid amount of range.
Right. And then all the sweet spots you're gonna have to be worrying about.
Yep. And then the stuns.
And the stun and the pull.
So, I mean, potentially there is a lot of damage that can be done in a very, very short amount of time.
Right. I feel like this is one of the more interesting compositions we've seen out of a team other than SNHU, because last season we had some more creative picks, I'd say, experimenting with some
Yeah,
really out there picks that were kind of working sometimes, just weren't working with the pace that they were trying to play at. Now
right.
we're playing a bit safer in our compositions, but now we see it's Clark that's kind of trying to reinvent the wheel here with the Aatrox jungle. Um, but now that the game has started, we'll get to see how that really works out.
Right. I mean, it should be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how aggressive the J-Trox is going to be playing. See if he's going to try to get some gains for the lanes early on or not.
Yeah, and it looks like everyone's going to their respective lanes. Maybe Ophius might be trying to see a little bit something early
So it
on.
looks like that Aurora might
Ooh, the
be
Aurora's
playing a
going a little
very
deep.
dangerous game. There goes that ward.
Yeah, get some vision
Oh, there
marked
goes
off,
the
and
Leon.
yep, here we go, run it down. Go get a little bit of early damage. Dodgy ability. Ooh, also dodges the Q as well, though.
You know,
Yeah,
and
just back
they're
off
gonna
now.
back off. Meanwhile, the Scion and the Fiora there both staring each other down through the bushes. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, so we got the Aurora there. Kind of curious to see how it's gonna play out here. But I think Yone's gonna have a little bit of an issue, at least in the beginning. Already going after Braum and that shield, but it looks it for Chipper there.
Yep. Just trying to get some early pokes out. And in mid lane, that's going to definitely be, I agree with what you're saying. Early on, it's going to be a little bit of an issue for Yone. I would say probably level 2 at least. You're going to be eating a lot of pokes without really a way to do too much about it.
Right, and there's the dive in from Fiora. It's just going to start poking away, just whittling away at your health. Talk about a death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, bottom lane, the problem is Zaya's already starting to get her feathers down. So recall those things, a little bit damage boost.
Yeah, we'll have to really keep an eye on the positioning in the bot lane there. And see the dash coming out of Fiora, but not really too much coming out of it, just some more back and forth pokes.
Yeah, really just trying to get away from some of these charged attacks, which is kind of the downside with Sion, because he choreographs pretty much a lot of his abilities.
Right, but it's not really working out too much for Roadhouse there, Fiora up there, and here we go with the level 3 little matchup having it in mid lane. Not too much coming out of it, but now we get to see run it down, really feel more in the element. We see the health advantage coming out from there.
Yep. And mid lane there swapping. We got Chipper and Ophius down here. There is the root coming from the Zaya, calling all those feathers back, which is absolutely disgusting. I forgot those things do have a root. Get hit someone up.
Yeah, that's what where the positioning really comes into effect. And it looks like the junglers are about to finish up their first clear. And it looks like Big Bear is on the last Krug, so we might see a gank coming in very soon from that. And it looks like Clark might be catching on to that a little bit, maybe backing off.
I mean, they do have a ward up in the river,
That's
over by
true.
the entrance right there.
Yep.
So they probably will be going to try to push that way. But looks like Snow here is going to be trying to go for the scuttle.
Yep.
In that lower river, but Aatrox doing the same thing at the top. There's the channel, misses, and there's dive in from Fiora. Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest issue for Sion up there. He's going to have to worry about the maneuverability of Fiora, but at least his weak point now is set behind him.
Right, that's probably the safest place you could have it in this situation. There's a lot of vision up there in that top river for Clark University, though.
Yeah, I mean, Snoo's done the same, partially in the river and into the lower jungle.
Right. Yeah, some good vision coming out.
So,
Yeah, speaking of good vision, clear that vision out just so they have a little bit less.
yeah. Try to make your life easier so they don't know where you
Ooh.
are.
Big poke.
There's Fiora getting hit, and there comes the shield up from the Scion. Meanwhile, I mean, mid lane just kind of like, feels like it's just fighting back and forth, and Zai there, just flinging. So, he run down is starting to play a little bit of dangerous game there, and a little bit of health.
Yeah, but that's where we see that, I believe it's the E coming out there.
I believe so.
That tether pulling him right back to safety before he does a little bit too much. And yeah, just a little bit of a slow start here, but you do see, checking the CS here, all pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly even across the board. It looks like Clark University has a little bit of upper hand in terms of the farm, but I mean, a lot of their characters are, or a lot of champions are ranged, or at least can dash or check something, get some damage in. So that's gonna kind of make it easier compared to the Scion and the Yone, who are mid right now. But bottom lane here, just poking each other, trying to go in for a push, and they're not quite being aggressive. Clark University is playing pretty safe.
Ooh. Holds the charge just to wait out that riposte. That was very smart from Matt the Boss. And we see IQ going in, trying to get that kill. But Domain's just going to use the ult and teleport to the other side. It's the Ignite. Is that enough?
It might be, and
Oh,
it is. And
wow.
there's first blood going to mid lane.
Very good engage. Very good awareness to just hit the Ignite before it's too late. And we did miss that there was a ultimate come out from Ronhas here, but not too much coming out of it as Madabos is playing very safe here. But unfortunately, does it suffer a little bit of CS disadvantage for it. But I think as long as you stay alive,
Yeah, I
not
mean,
too big of a deal.
looks like he's already building a team up. Or
Oh,
but he's already
on the Fiora?
yeah.
Yep, Tiamat. We do see an engagement happening
Yep.
here in bot lane. Looks like they're really going to go in
Going
for it.
into
There's a
Braum
stun
there, trying
happening
to
on
solo
Ophius.
out people. There comes
Braum
Big
might
Bear.
be
They're going
down.
to get their stun on the Braum. Braum there is going to fall in that engagement, but the Zaya here is going to run away.
Yeah, just playing it safe, keeping all the pokes and trying to out CC SNHU. Just not working out too well as Chipper was able to blast back Braum right back into the fight.
Looks like mid lane here just trying to get a little bit of poke in, though that length of that blade and his ability to try and get far longer, starting to be able to touch it. There is Matt again, once again charging it, but not really getting too much out of it.
No, Matt is being very aware of that weak point, though, making sure to try to stay away from where it is. Unfortunately, it decided to reposition right in front of Ronhas. Not too much you can really do about that other than just like keep backing up, and that was just unfortunate timing in that scenario.
No, but now the Fury is going to start chasing, and that's going to hurt after a while. There's the stun, spell immune coming out of the Fiora, so that is not going to get the effect that he wanted.
Yeah.
So far, I mean, both teams are playing pretty disciplined. I mean, SNHU is only really ahead by like 700 gold. It's not a huge difference here.
Right.
Fiora already diving in once again. Yon, though, might get tackled out here. IQ is getting stunned by the Braum, going after the Aurora. There comes Big Bear coming in. Is it going to be enough as Aatrox coming in? And there is Braum going to be able to finish it off, and there is going to be a double. So they lose IQ and Big Bear in that mid lane.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation to be in. IQ not really having a way to escape, having already used Flash in an earlier engagement, and that E pulls you right back to where it started, so it's not really a movement tool for that situation. We did see the both Big Bear and IQ tried to get a kill out of it, but Aurora's invisibility, perfect escape tool for a situation like that.
I mean, I wasn't expecting the Aatrox to come in. Chipper there, lobbing a bomb over at the Braum. Now there goes after the Zaya. But both teams here are playing very similar. Looks like there goes Drake. Aatrox there going to take it. No contest from SNHU as Xin Zhao there is already at red buff for his team. Going Yon there, diving in on the Aurora. There's spell immune, and there's a stun coming out on Matt as he is now running away from Fiora. There's the buff. There's a little bit of healing coming out, and basically gonna get most of the health chunked away. 3/4 of it.
Yeah, very bad situation for Matt to be in, unfortunately.
Yeah, that Fiora is just gonna keep diving. Meanwhile, IQ here just diving into the Aurora, chasing after, gonna run back, get away. Aatrox there in the Baron pit. Probably going after Void Clubs right now.
Yeah, we do see Chipper and Ophius trying to really whittle down that Braum there as soon as that shield goes up. And IQ really just does not want to let this Aurora get away with anything. But speaking of getting away with something, we do see Clark get away with taking all the grubs.
Nope, a little extra tower damage. Ophius there, it did clear that ward, and they're both, there's Big Bear diving onto the Zaya. Zaya does pop that ult. There is the bomb coming out, and Braum there is going to follow the Big Bear. Meanwhile, this Aurora playing a very dangerous game, getting pretty low as Aatrox now looking for wards in SNHU's jungle.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Aurora is necessarily playing a dangerous game. I think that's just a dangerous position to be in. You're under tower with no HP, and you have a Yone who might not even care at this point, considering how far Yone's gone just to get a few hits in there.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take too much to get knocked up, and then just finished off with Yon in the buttons.
And we're right back to the top lane, and still a little bit slower on the side for SNHU, but not much tower damage has really happened. Madabos really just playing a really defensive game. And
I mean,
it's working out in the sense of that tower still up. Not really much has happened to it.
right? I mean, we haven't really seen too many ganks come out from
Right.
either side for their jungle. So I mean, all the lanes are basically having to be self-sufficient. There's a channel coming in, and there is IQ just chasing after Aurora. Is gonna miss that dash. And speaking of all the weak points, there's all the weak points getting hit there, and that Fiora there is gonna get a little bit of a heal going on. And it's gonna force Matt to push back under the tower.
Yeah, we do see another engagement happening in mid lane. Not too much coming out of it as Aurora is able to go, get right back under tower, but suffering that health disadvantage. Gonna have to be a little bit more careful now because IQ is really putting on the damage there.
Yep,
Really goes in.
Yeah, goes in, tries, sits there after, might be a burn maybe on the Aurora, maybe not. There goes that Ziggs bomb is gonna just bounce away, not really hitting anything. Everyone watching, being very careful around those feathers from the Xayah because those will hurt and stun you.
We have both junglers down in the bot side in their respective jungles. However, we do see Xayah's getting pushed around, but maybe not quite enough to get anything done here. A missed ult from Braum. Here comes Aatrox to try to save the day.
Yep, Aatrox jumps in, gets knocked in there, stunned, and there is Big Bear taking on Aatrox. Braum, though, short to quickly fall after. There's a Yone going in after the Xayah. Tries to start going further in, is not going to be able to do it, and is going to get taken out there by the tower. But Xayah is going to get credit for that as the Aurora now at the bottom. And we do see Big Bear going in, trying to poke a little bit, going to back off. Matt Boss here, sitting under the tower still, trying to hold off that Fiora.
Right. I didn't even notice Big Bear actually made it into that fight earlier. That
I mean, he was coming around from the bottom. He was
Right.
in the bottom, and then he came around from the bottom bush, and he jumped in right as the Aatrox started ulting, jumping into the air.
Oh, hold on, Matt. Are we going in for this? No
Gotta be
mana.
careful.
This is a very dangerous situation to be in.
Yeah, especially you get turned on by the Fiora. But it looks like Fiora there. You're gonna back off. Try to stay as far back as possible.
Yeah, completes the top lane quest. But Matt, you got to be a little careful here. This is, I guess both people have to be careful here. Can be any situation.
Right. Fiora does have
Ooh, that
the
hurts.
expanse of the
You,
mana, but I mean, still pretty low. There's there's IQ there knocking the Aurora up into the air, starting to chase around. Is gonna have to leash, jump back as everyone started coming from this jungle or from the river. There's Aatrox jumping into the air. Ophius being singled out and gone to be able to get away from that as Fiora there just dives in, really just trying to psych out Matt.
yeah, we have a real duel happening up in top lane here. Neither player wants to really back off and give the other the satisfaction of their enemy basing.
Well, I mean, the CS score is almost about 20 kills difference here. See Chipper there, just holding off while Ophius there, slowly coming back. But mid lane here going to be forced to back off, as well as the jungle.
We see the tower damage happening just yet. Overlay's a little bit in the way. Just a little bit happening in mid lane for tower damage.
I know. Bottom lane has touched theirs some too. But yeah, I think the only two happen. But I don't think we've hit the top lane.
Yeah, I think top lane has just been a brawl happening in the middle of the lane.
Well, I think Clark University hit top tower.
Maybe.
But Drake is up, and there's Hextech Drake going to go to SNHU, so that means teleportation portals.
Yes, and we do see that a full engagement is happening here. Not really too much has happened so far. There's some health deficits, but neither team has lost. And sorry, Aatrox did go down. I completely missed that. Must have happened during the Drake fight, or during the Drake.
Yeah, Braum there is going to get jumped on by the Leona, and Ophius there are going to get that Bromlination, and Fiora just playing a very low health game here is going to get a little bit of that health. Doesn't get knocked up, but it's not going to be enough. And there we go. Matt just smacks him right into the tower, and that is going to be the end of the Fiora duel in the top lane.
Indeed, this might be where we see SNHU start taking a little bit of a lead here. There's been some momentum taken.
A little bit of momentum.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there is IQ basically just damaging the mid lane, but mid here are going to get a lot more clustered as you see the Xayah and the Braum Um, coming to the mid lane.
You might be seeing a lane swap here just to deal with that Yone. Focus on poking him out and locking him down a little bit more. But here's Big Bear to kind of check it out, see what's going on over there. And not too much happening out of that. There's a ward there. There's a second ward there.
Yep, Big Bear there start de-warding the area. We see Braum sitting there in the bushes. Is anyone going to go? Not quite, as you see the Zaya now backing. Zaya and the Braum sitting in the mid lane as the ward now goes to the bot. So there's a little bit of lane swap there going on. But SNHU here just kind of following them around, really.
Yep. And Riftfield is up. There's Clark University vision on there. Braum just missing that Q, but nothing really happening out of that. There's no push for going after that. And we do see a push going in from Matt DeBoss here, cutting off Fiora's escape plan. But Fiora is not going to try to escape anymore, just going to go for the ultimate. Misses the weak point. Oh, there it is.
There is that health coming up, and he's going to try to do the knock up there, and isn't going to get rid of it. But we do see Ophius and Chipper and Big Bear all going on the Braum. There is a lot of abilities and ultimates coming out, and Zaya there is going to be able to take out Ophius. So, I mean, still 8-4. SNHU here still has plenty of time. That Fiora, though, is looking mighty hungry.
Right. Yeah, not quite enough damage on that bomb there. Unfortunate happening of circumstance. And Ophius going down, but keeping Chipper alive is definitely the aim of that situation there. Speaking of an aim of a situation, IQ is aiming to take out this Aurora once again. Aurora being forced to pop ult and going to have to dash to the other side. Very low HP, but manages to get out. And we see another engagement happening here with the Zaya. Knocks her up. Oh, they can't touch her while she's in the air. That's rooted. Oh, it takes her out just before we cut away to another fight here. Big Bear having to take on a 2v1 while Matt DeBoss is making her way down. Aatrox just at 1 HP. And IQ is still here in another fight, but goes down unfortunately.
Yep. There was a little bit of couple brawls going on there. SNHU kind of already low. Definitely kind of took the L in those engagements there. But I mean, towers-wise, we've taken 2 towers down, so SNHU is still in a pretty good position to push here. Maybe put a little more pressure on that top lane, knock out that tier 3 tower.
Right, I think we are seeing just a little bit of overconfidence coming out from those, from IQ for sure. Tried to go for a kill and kind of overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Clark University was already doing people not into the jungle, so I don't think it really would have kind of stick there. Hopefully they go Bayou, but
ooh, Fiora took a
that's
pretty chunky hit for that, but
chunk there is that
doesn't
health
matter anymore.
Coming out, and that's going to be a free heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with Fiora is you get all those weak points that that healing aura bubble comes down. You're not really going to win that fight. You don't want to sit in it either.
Right. Yeah, Matt DeBoss just making sure that Fiora can't really do anything here once they're actually at the tower. This is out on the cannon gold, but
yeah, I mean, SNHU here looks like they're starting to mass up towards the bottom. Looks like they might be getting ready to take Scuttle once it pops, and Drake is still about 20 seconds.
Yeah, you're setting up in advance.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna try to get a couple of engagements going on here. There is going in after Fiora. Fiora there is gonna back off and run. There is the spell immunity going in on Matt DeBoss here, as each one of them is barely doing enough damage to the other really to count much of anything. Fiora there gonna dive in, and there is the control there, Matt. It's gonna take this wave as Fiora now slowly comes in. There is the rend on the Fiora, and Fiora is going to go to the safety under the tower. Mid lane, though, getting far more excitement here as everyone's going after. There is the Herald going down and hitting that tower, and meanwhile, a bunch of abilities being thrown here. Braum almost low. Is going to get taken out there, but Zaya's going to finish that tower. Zigzo going to get a double chipper, and then Yon going to finish off Zaya. Meanwhile, Aurora now going to come in, try to maybe get a pick here. Is going to start running, and there's IQ chomping up, and Chipper getting another. But Fiora there might have made a mistake getting knocked airborne, and it's still in there. It's going to be able to hit all the points. It's going to get that free heal, and it's going to force Matt to back off.
Yeah, not quite an ace situation, just because of that Fiora ult. But definitely a very strong start from SNHU, turning that situation into 4 kills for them, and securing what is now a I want to say almost 4.5K gold lead, and maybe
About,
even
yeah.
securing this Baron here. It
Yeah,
looks
I
like.
mean, I don't think anyone on
Uh oh,
Clark University's here
Biopius.
is going to be able to do it, but Ophius there is going to fall to the Baron, so it's going to be one less Baron buff going in. But I mean, at this point, I think Snook could probably just five-man the mid lane and just basically force him to end it.
Maybe. I could definitely see that happening, but I think it looks like they're gonna still try to play not necessarily slow here, but try to play what they've been playing at usually
Yep.
for so far.
And then there is Matt going to be able to finish and push off that wave as Chipper here in the middle is just throwing his bombs everywhere and is hitting basically anything and anyone.
Right.
See Matt here jumping in on the door further, so it's a spell shield up as he's now going to start running away. Matt there tries to get it up, but however that ultimate is up and there is the healing for the Fiora coming in, and that's basically going to end that fight there. It looks like people are going to come to mid, chasing
Ooh, that
after. That's
hurts.
a lot coming out of this.
That
There's
hurts.
another one,
That
and
hurts.
there he goes, Zaya leaving the Braum all by himself, and is going to get like tag teamed there, and Ophius and Big Bear are going to be able to get assists on that.
Yeah, oh, this is going fast. Hold on.
I mean, Baron buff plus I don't even know what to say.
I don't even know what just happened in bot lane there. I just saw Aurora fell over after fighting Yone. That had to be Ignite. It was Ignite.
It
It's
had
off.
to have been. Yep, and there goes the
Oh my
Aatrox getting
goodness.
knocked out by
And
Big
there goes
Bear.
Fiora.
There's Fiora
Oh, wait.
spinning under that shield.
Wait.
Might be able to get away.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
is going to
flashed.
get away, but yeah, quickly turn on the tower there, and there is a the tier 1 tower. The base is down. There goes the inhibitor, and Snoo here is just snowballing, taking down as many of these towers and racks
What
as
is
he
this
can.
damage? These
I mean,
towers are.
Baron buff?
I'd say this is yeah. This is 3 people with Baron buff on tower, but sorry, 3 people with Baron buff and then someone else without it on a tower, but still,
I mean,
this is
that's a lot of damage
yeah,
already.
there's
I
so
mean,
much to worry about now.
there's a lot to worry about. I mean, and that gold difference is almost 10k difference in gold right now too.
Right?
So Snoo is racking up a lot of gold, and looks like they are going. Some of them are going to back off and get a few items.
Yeah, I mean, smart play. You're already ahead. You might as well cash in a little bit.
I mean, might as well. And there's
Uh-oh.
teleport into the Fiora. It's going to get that spell immune shield as it comes up, and then start chasing that Fiora though. Going to hit all those points. There comes the health sign there, trying to turn around. They might go for the stun. Is knocked airborne. But however, it looks like some of the team is coming in as Aatrox coming in. Aatrox though is getting chonked, and Big Bear they're going to take out Aatrox. That was insane amount of damage on the Aatrox.
Yeah, came in trying to save the Fiora, but ended up going down instead. Fiora is also going to go down. Here's another fight. This might be the fight for game at this point. And there it goes. Clark University, all their members are going down one by one. Here comes Braum as the last one left, but not really much you can do against the whole team.
That's the ace for Big Bear, and here comes that tower. Snoo just snowball, took out the mid, the bottom lane, and now we're going for that top lane tower and the inhibitor here. Or maybe not. Maybe
I
they're
think
just
this
going
is
to
game.
bypass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna
just going to
slide right over
bypass.
to the mid lane opening that they made. And Aatrox is going to be up in 1 second, but I don't think it's enough for the whole team. We already saw what happened when 2 people were there.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean, and he just gets eaten alive there by Big Bear and facing the entire team. And Snoop going to take the first game with a huge dub.
Very convincing lead there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of slow in the beginning, and then,
Slow and steady
about that
wins the
mid.
race.
I mean, slow and steady wins the race, but I don't think you can call that slow and steady. I think you can kind of assume that was more of a snowball.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I would say that's. I don't even know what. Actually, sorry, I don't even know what to say at that point.
Lots and lots of damage, IQ jumping around and just sitting in bushes, and just I don't even know, just chonking away at everyone.
Right. I think everyone on the team ended up doing some pretty good damage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone really was lacking in the damage department because I mean, especially towards those team fights, they were getting a lot of trades that they were really good trades for them.
Right. And I believe that right before the next game we have a little bit of downtime, so it looks like we'll be having a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. We are back after that incredibly fast snowball just slaughterfest, maybe? I
Definitely a
don't
lot of kills
know.
came out in the
I
end,
mean, there was a lot of there was a lot of team fights and a lot of fighting towards the very end there, and there was I think it was like 19-8, I think, by the time it was over.
something like that.
But as we've seen before, eliminations are not always the name of the game here. Looking at the bands here, looks like we have the same two first bands going on. There's the Thresh coming out for
Hmm.
SNHU on that band. And we'll wait for Clark here to pick their last band before the first selection. Though apparently, from what I heard, Clark wanted to stay on red side.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we haven't seen many side swaps as of late for any teams. I think from what I understand, it might be in the ruling that the losing side gets to pick which side they want to go
I
next.
think they do.
Yeah, and they've
Though I
usually
don't.
kept it.
Though I mean, in reality, the sides are just kind of mirrored of each other. So I'm like, does it really matter?
Not too much, but it's all about preference.
Right.
Might be affect how you like visually see it, or maybe even your jungle pathing.
Well, we're not seeing a Ziggs though, and there's Xin.
Yeah, blocking blocking Chipper out of that Ziggs in
Yeah.
is probably one of the best decisions they made here.
I'm
But
honestly
they can't
surprised they
knock him out of
didn't.
everything.
Like, I mean, I guess there's not really anyone they really want to ban from that last game, really.
Yeah,
Um, so I was like, I'm surprised they didn't just as soon as it didn't drop that Thresh ban for maybe a Braum.
yeah. I'd say I think the Thresh brand is definitely interesting. Uh,
Oh,
ooh.
Lilia,
Speaking of interesting, Lilia's coming out this time. Be-
everyone's favorite tier centaur.
Yes, there's the word for the what they are, Vestayan.
Ah, okay.
Uh, all the animal people in League of Legends.
Mm.
Runeterra, that's the word of the world. Yeah,
Ooh,
Callista.
Callista.
Ooh, interesting picks here. I'm gonna see a lot of movement coming out from Lilia. A lot of movement coming out from Callista too. Actually, gonna dash between
Yeah.
every spear.
Looks like our players are very thrilled by that pick. Kind of curious to see what's gonna happen.
Another Scion coming out,
Yep, there's
of
a
course.
Scion.
Yeah, I mean, what's new had uh in that first game worked out.
I mean, it did. It did. Though I'm still very um preferable to seeing an Orin come out. But
I don't think it's gonna happen this
I
game.
know. I know it's not gonna happen. I know. I know it's not gonna happen. But I
Maybe
can
Clark will bless you.
maybe bless us with an Orin.
SNHU turned to deciding on that third
Vagar
pick.
coming out. I mean,
There he
last week we
goes.
saw Vagar, and Vagar was an absolute monster last week.
Absolutely.
Aurelion Soul?
We'll see. Clark University, what you got? Clark University gonna lock in the
Oh.
Renata Glass before it can get banned.
I mean,
I believe that was one of their comfort picks, so
yes, it was.
yeah, it makes sense to have that locked in now.
And we're gonna go back to the ban pile, and there is the Milio coming out. Though I don't know why they decided to ban it this time, because I'm pretty sure we banned it last time.
We did ban it last time, but now
So
they're keeping it out of Ophius's hands.
right, but we've seen two chipper bans, Alia and the Ziggs.
Right.
So are they gonna go for another ban or for chipper? Um.
Maybe. No Lissandra this game. Nope, they're
Oh,
gonna just
there's a
keep this
Yumi.
Yumi ban.
A Yumi ban.
I don't know if I've seen Ophius play Yumi.
No, I mean we've seen it played on the other side, but I don't think we've seen Ophius play Yumi.
Yeah. Interesting ban.
Very interesting ban. Maybe so they can't pocket the Vagar?
Maybe. But I mean, eh, I don't know. It's
Because you really want to pocket the Scion, you wouldn't pocket the Zhao.
yeah. No Mel. The SNHU making sure the mid lane not getting anything too crazy, and Clark University just doesn't want Ophius to get something. I don't know. Not
Oh,
any of
and
her comfort
Bessa.
picks is what I'm not necessarily confused by, but interested by. But the Mbessa pick is definitely interesting with this team here.
Yeah, and the Snoo here going to be up after picking the Vagar. For the last pick they've gone through. I'm curious to see. I mean, you gonna go for another melee? I mean, or another range? I mean, we haven't seen the support. We haven't seen the ADC yet.
It'd be really funny if Chipper's the one that picked Vagar. Nope, just kidding.
Draven. Oh no, they're
Oh
letting Chipper
no.
play Draven.
Ooh.
That might be might be some fun.
Yeah.
And now let's see what Ophius goes with for the Draven complementary.
I believe it'll be in
Nautilus maybe. Nautilus wouldn't be a bad one, I don't think. Ooh, Poppy.
Poppy. Okay.
Okay,
I dig it.
it'd be pretty interesting.
Alright, Clark University is missing their mid laner still. And they've been locked out of a few options, but I don't know if any of those were their comfort picks. So let's
I
see what
mean,
Clark has
I
to.
think the Callista and the Renata is, and there's the Syndra.
Alright.
So that's gonna be it's a fairly interesting lineup. I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen with it.
Right. Oh, sorry, they did lose their comfort picks. I was stuck on the Morgana.
Yeah, but I mean, they got two of the comfort picks. No, it's just the one.
Yeah, say Morgana was the only one that was still open.
We
They
haven't
just
seen a
banned those two.
Navi come out. It's kind of surprising.
Right,
Nami
actually.
wave.
Yeah. I think Nami would be a good pick. I don't know. Well, who did they just pick? I just blinked already.
We got the Renata.
Oh, Renata. Yeah, a comfort pick anyways. So you'll reposition it into a closer to the direction that
Yep.
whatever direction they choose.
Got the Callista, which I can't even remember the last time I seen a Callista.
Right. I think the only other time I've seen it recently was in probably a streamer VOD. But they were playing Callisto top lane, I believe, and just like using the movement for that.
Yeah, that's like very curious. You know what we didn't see though?
What?
Though I think it kind of would have been funny. We just Chipper just pulled out the volley bear.
In the bot lane?
Yeah, I mean, could go wrong. You got Poppy there, just knock him right into you.
That's true.
And just
That's
call down the thunder and just slow everyone down.
not saying it couldn't work.
I mean, we did have this whole thing of like we could throw a bunch of champions in a bunch of them in random different positions. They probably would work.
Yeah, but last season we had Echo ADC.
We did have an Echo ADC, which was it worked, but it was just a very interesting.
It worked, just not for long enough for the victory.
Yeah,
So maybe
it
it'd be
was
the
a
same
very
thing.
interesting choice.
Yeah. But we're just waiting on the game start, it looks like. And yeah, we have some pretty, I would say, more standard picks now. I mean, standard picks for their roles.
Right. I mean, for SNHU, I mean overall, it seems to definitely go that way. Though I'm kind of surprised we didn't see because like they could have swapped the Veigar for the Gwen,
Hmm,
put
that is
Gwen back
true.
in that mid lane.
Right. Uh, they've been blocking, or hold on. I wonder if they didn't want to first pick Gwen into that, maybe? Or like
Mm,
blind pick that?
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, because we're assuming this is Xin but yet
Right.
we haven't seen Big Bear go with really. I don't think we've seen him play really any of the comfort picks. Yes.
I feel like Xin Zhao is just one of those comfort picks now. I feel like there should just be a fourth option,
I
which
know at this
that's
point
just
you just
Xin
add
Zhao.
a fourth one for him and just put Xin face all over it.
Right.
I mean Pantheon wouldn't be a bad one for this matchup. I don't think. Give it a little ability to like kind of just quickly move around the map.
Right.
With Xin I mean you're kind of relying on having to run everywhere and to get into position.
That is true. Yeah, Pantheon can kind of sneak his way in with that, or I guess it's not really sneaking if you
Ah,
and
there's no
if
sneaking
you
it. You
announce your
see it
arrival, yeah,
coming.
if you announce your arrival, it's not really
It's
sneaking.
just like Galio. You see him just leap into the air, and you see the giant circle pop up. You're like, "Yep, I'm about to get knocked up into the air."
Yeah. But being able to surprise, I guess, people by with his sudden arrival.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But
You know, we didn't see Briar come out for Clark's side,
mm-mm.
which would have been interesting to see.
Or the Sivir.
Um, or Sivir, yeah. Um, maybe in a game three, but with how SNHU's been playing,
I'm
would
pretty sure we're still undefeated.
we're still undefeated. We have gone to game three,
We have gone to game 3.
but I'm just saying right now with how the set has been going so far, SNHU's been able to hold their ground, hold their pace until they're ready to until they're ready to end the game.
I mean, yeah, I mean that was a very crazy like last game because I mean we saw them. They got the Baron buff. They pushed in that mid lane, took out the inhibitor, rotated to that bottom, while I think it was IQ was just smashing that bottom tower.
Right.
And then push in and knock that out, and then they all backed off, teleported back to the base, got some health, got some items, went to that top lane, and we saw that huge team fight go off
Right.
there, and just saw Clark University get one by one just picked off, and then they just pushed in. They didn't quite take that top tower or inhibitor, but then they went straight
Honestly,
in.
no reason to. It's like you already have an open path.
I mean, this is true. This is true. I mean, unless you're just going for like just because you can.
Yeah. I think it was definitely smarter to go that way because we did see Aatrox come back. Zaya did spawn at very last second.
Right, but
So that,
Aatrox also only lasted like 5 seconds in that fight.
right, but he was also alone in that situation. If they did take those towers, Zaya might have also come back. Depending on timing, there might have been someone else to come back.
Right, but I mean, at that point, Clark University isn't able to push out really
Right.
of their base. They're solely playing tower defensive at this point.
Right.
And here we go. We're gonna be loading into the game slowly once the graphics card decides to keep up.
This might be the game. Oh,
Nope. Oh, it minimized.
hold on. I hear the game.
I hear the game. I see the game. I see the game flashing. Oh, up.
It's trying to get there.
And we're back to lineups, people.
Small technical difficulty.
Small, just a small one.
That's
There
just a
we
hiccup.
go.
There we
And
go. We're
we
back.
are back into the game. And the Lilia is going for the jungle.
Of course. I don't think I've seen. No, never mind. Oh my gosh! I just remembered. I had a friend that played Lilia support, and I remember that game going horribly. And yeah, just going back to the classic early game pokes.
I mean, I think Clark University is playing a little bit more aggressive this time around. We do see the Syndra and the Vagar there already starting to go after each other pretty early on. But Chip there on Draven, which I'm kind of curious to see because I don't think I've actually seen Chipper sit on Draven.
Oh my!
There goes
damn
Poppy, though. Botlane was not ready for that. Neither was I.
Right, I knew it was gonna be a little bit of damage. I didn't think it was gonna be that much so quickly. That's a jump scare.
Yeah, that was something. Meanwhile, the Scion there in the top lane both trading with the Ambessa, but Chipper in the bot lane here already playing fairly aggressive. It's not box here. Is got to play very careful against this Ambessa. Already starting to chunk away his health. There goes Chipper, getting slowed a little bit there, and there's the level up Draven, or not Draven, for Ambessa. And Vagar there is going to be able to get those, get the wall down. Not going to get too much going there. He's going to miss that Q. Chipper there going to throw a little bit of damage down. But is going to get chased, starting to get chased after. There's a channel, there's a knock up. And Ambessa there is going to just quickly hide behind the rest of the creeps. So Vagar slowly starting to get some damage build up. There's a stun coming from the Syndra.
Yeah, this is a complete change of pace from Clark University, I'd say. I do agree that they were looking a lot more aggressive here. And you can kind of see it from not only these picks, but just how they're playing. They're just kind of really going for these early pokes way more often, trying to capitalize on that early damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to keep anyone from like getting a much farm, maybe try to force them to back off or retreat, get some free farm here. There is Ambessa going back it up bad.
Yeah, especially on top lane too, with that aggressiveness, because Ambessa really likes that combat.
Oh yeah, there is a Kalista there getting stunned. There's Chipper going in. There's a grounded. There comes Big Bear around the corner. Might go after and is going to get that airborne knock up in the Kalista. They're barely alive and might go, and Big Bear there going to get first blood. But Chipper there going to take out the Galasta.
Yeah, this is... Ooh,
And
the situation in top lane is what I should be saying.
yeah, that's kind of close for comfort. There is Matt and Rojas there, both playing pretty low.
Yeah, but Rojas is going to just back off there, play a little bit safer. And Leia still, or sorry, is now backing after getting that farm. Didn't really have a chance to answer the way Big Bear opened that gank.
No, they did not. And Matt here, and Mazera's going to get that airborne. It's going to be enough. There comes that shield, and it's going to be very, very close to start running to that bush. And no, Matt there is going to get taken up by the Ambessa. Just, ooh.
Very close fight.
Yeah, Vagar here already starting to bully the Syndra. Not sitting around a whole lot. There goes the orbs flying around everywhere. There's the root on the Poppy as Yeety there is just hammers away. The Kalista slowly jumping away as well. Though it looks like Big Bear though might be trying to go for that gank and is not going to be able to get it.
Forces at the flash though.
I mean,
5-minute cooldown.
Yep, and there's Ronas there already back going after Matt. And Big Bear, they're going after the Syndra. Might be able to finish it. There's the finish. And now going to turn on to the Lilia. And I don't think there's going to be anything really to stop him. Might be able to get away there.
Stop him, though.
Yeah, gonna be able to get away there, but Vagar though getting some free farm. Meanwhile, Chipper and Ophi is here just holding this bottom lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Syndra didn't actually back after that flash.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of surprising here. But meanwhile, Bessa though just going in on Matt the Boss here. And there's the knock up. Matt not really want to get too entangled in with this right now. A little bit behind, looking around me. Only CS score is about even.
Right. Okay, Draven is definitely a big worry here in this game.
I mean, yeah, but their Bessa is also going to be a big worry, so they're kind of just traded a little bit there.
This is true, actually. We do have the two like big problem characters, the one on each team on the opposite sides. So it's really, I feel like this is gonna come down to where the lead starts really heading out towards. There's not much of a CS lead for Ronas though on the Ambessa.
No, it's a very small
Like one or two
gap
groups,
here, but however, gold difference is going to be a little bit different for them. Though SNHU is still leading by like what?
1,000,
1,600, something
yeah,
like that.
somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there in terms of gold, which is a fair amount of gold for them to play with. But Ambessa is just forcing Matt to stay under tower. It might be the best option is just to sit there and play defensive until you can get some items going in. And there is that dash coming out. Chipper though being caught all alone as Ophi's there had to back off and go get some health and items.
Right, do a little bit of shopping. And it looks like Big Bear is going to start going towards that Drake. And from the look of it, Clark might not be much the wiser to it. Either that, or they might not be worried too much about it, as they might be worrying about Chipper here, trying to go and get a little bit of damage on him. Stunned him with that Renata Glass push.
Yeah, that
didn't really do too much afterwards, though. Chipper not really too afraid, though, staying in there to get a few more creeps.
I mean, he does have Poppy right there. Just kind of send someone in there and knock him away.
Right.
However, and there is Drake. Drake there going to go to SNHU. Vagar, though, looking kind of slightly hungry, but is not really playing it too aggressively right now. There is...
Oh, wait a minute.
There is...
Speaking of not playing aggressively.
Yep, and he's going to go in here. Is there going to be... And there is the ultimate coming out from Vagar, and Vagar just nukes the Syndra into the ground.
Yeah, you spoke a little too soon about not playing aggressively.
And this is true. This is the reason they say mini-map awareness.
Yeah. In fighting games, we call that a commentator's curse.
Right.
You gotta speak it into existence. Speaking into existence, can I speak an engagement into existence?
Yeah,
it doesn't look
Chipper
like
here.
it.
Yeah,
I can see Chipper wants
everyone.
something here. Chipper wants something.
Yeah, Chipper here just going after the mobs, and that's going to force the other team back here as that wave is going to get stopped. Really, Chipper here going to get some free farm, and there is the wave for SNHU coming up. Vagar there, dodging all of Syndra's orbs coming out. And there is that. There comes the W, and not really gonna get too much out of it. And the Vagar now gonna be caught without really any minions. Gonna get sent into that wall, and Syndra here gonna start laying some pain down. Lilia there coming up, and there is the orb from the Lilia, and that is the sleep. And that and
that
there's
was
a flash.
smart. Using the cage to keep it on yourself.
Yeah,
that's very smart. Very good job, IQ.
I mean, it forces them to have to go all the way around.
Yeah.
So, Chipper there getting beaten down on by the Glasta, or not Glasta, Renata.
Yeah, and we're back to top lane.
I mean...
Yeah, not too much coming out of that. Just run back to tower.
No, it's not a super lot here. We see Syndra here sitting in that mid lane. Lilia there throwing back up. And there he goes. Another IQ just nuking Syndra into the ground for a second time.
IQ's got some plays going on over there in the mid lane.
I mean, it is Vagar.
It is Vagar, but IQ's playing it very smart.
Yes.
Very good positioning of the wall.
I am very curious to see what his stack is going to be by the time this is over.
Yeah, he's been getting some free farm. He's getting the kills to... I think kills do still add to the stack, correct?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, and then that's even more
I think, and
uncontested farm
especially
anyways.
I think it's I think the R though does too if you get the kill.
Ooh, there's definitely some stacks going on there then. Oh, and we do see Chipper going in and getting that little speed
Yep,
boost.
there's a stun, there's Poppy going in, there's grounded, but everyone's gonna get pushed away there. Poppy's though, there's the silence coming out, and people are gonna be able to get away though, just barely. They're now gonna start trying to do a
Oh, there's
counter
teleport
push
coming
here,
in.
but there's Big Bear coming in, and there's a third one coming in from the
Oh,
Ambessa,
no.
going unstoppable, trying to go for the dive, might be able to get Ophius out of there, and everyone is down here now. Pretty much all of Clark University is here in the bottom lane. Big Bear there is going to fall, and it's going to be Chipper, the last man standing for soon that bottom lane.
Yeah, that was... So was that 2 for 2? It was Big Bear and Ophius went down, and then Renata
I think
and...
it's 1 for 2.
No, I believe Renata and Callisto both went down.
Oh, did they? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, they were both in base. Maybe I'm wrong. It might have been just the one. I did see the Callisto had a very smart play in saving the Renata, but it didn't work out because they went back in.
Yeah, went back in there. There is the cage coming down. Is going to miss that W, though. As Syndra now, I think, is playing might be a little bit more annoyed, playing a little bit more aggressively. There is just barely touching that edge there. There goes another W.
I meant to say this earlier. That's a very cool W effect.
Oh yeah,
on
for that
skin.
skin. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I think I like the skin from last week.
Is it the final boss?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. But yeah, I mean, Veigar here gonna get stunned as that orb comes out, and there goes the minion getting lobbed away.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing IQ, unfortunately, taking a few hits. But speaking of taking a few hits, it looks like they did get a grub stolen away from them, and now they're asleep. The Big Bear might be able to still get away here. Rojas
If
able to just catch
Veigar
up with
IQ
that
there
knock-up.
drops it on someone. Okay, well there's that. There's the W. There is the cage coming out, and that is gonna force everyone away. Though Chipper here, sitting under the tower, is gonna take a lot of damage, and IQ there is gonna fall to that Ambessa. But Poppy there, Ophius there, just diving in, and that's gonna give Draven enough time to get a little bit of health. There comes that wave, and not too much is gonna happen. And Big Bear there gotta go start going after Mountain Drake.
Yeah, that felt like a very just like let's send it wave.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah, it went far, just not nearly far enough. They had already backed off. Speaking of backed off, though, Matt the boss is gonna have to try to make his way back here in this situation. I don't think this 2v1 is one that he can take. Yeah, just has to make his way back to tower.
Yeah, no, he at that point, SNHU there is gonna get Drake uncontested. And we're gonna, looks like no one's really gonna try to push the look, as most of Clark University here is gonna start backing or sitting under the tower.
Yeah, SNHU now sitting with around 3,000 gold lead here though, and it's taken both the Drakes uncontested.
Yeah, both have Drakes uncontested. Veigar is leading by 8 CS, 9 CS there in that mid lane. I mean, overall, everyone is fairly even. SNHU has a little bit more. Well, no, SNHU has more other lead in CS, but Matt Bossa was going to take a nice little checking up on Bessa.
Right.
As Ronis there is going to start running away. Poppy, or Ophius here, doing a little bit of lane cleaning.
Yeah, a very important discipline is to make sure that your lane is clean. No wards, no minions taking over your tower. No little sneaky enemies in your bushes.
Well, I mean, it's not really going to stop your lane from going to the bushes. But meanwhile, Chipper, though, starting to get singled out as Ophius there, trying to play a little bit of intercept.
Yeah. Right back to cleaning.
Yeah, so now it's the opposite. They're trying to clean our stuff out now. See Matt, they're trying to get that knock up. It is not going to be able to get anything out of it, as Ambressa there just sends those lashes out and is just going to keep hitting everyone. Yeah, goes back in on Matt though.
Seems like a bit of an annoying matchup for Sion here. With all those dashes are going to keep Ambessa out of the way of the slam. Matt just hasn't been able to find the right spot for it.
Yeah, nope. Has not been able to do it yet, though. Veigar there already going in. Is going to be able to trap the Ambessa. Or not the Ambessa, the Syndra. in the cage, but it doesn't seem like much is going to happen from there as that Syndra now is going to back off. But bot lane, though, we do see Sinjao already in the jungle.
Uh-oh.
However, he's playing 3-on-1, and there's the sleep mode, and we do see Chipper coming in to get the help. They might be able to get something out of this, and they are still alive. It's popping out, jumps in. There goes the flash coming over that wall. There's the grounding. Ophius there going to take out Pulsar there. And there goes another. Syndra is going to fall. Syndra, though, is going to take Poppy out not long after that. And now it is one Big Bear there. The last man standing for SNHU.
Yeah, that fight started out with not a lot of damage and then changed very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it hit. Well, we kind of thought that Big Bear was going to get left out to dry all by himself. And then Chipper and Ophius both got there and just started hammering everyone around him.
Yeah, even the Renata's Berserk, the damage from that didn't seem like too much either. It hit Big Bear and Chipper, I believe, but neither player really lost too much health from hitting each other. It was mainly, as soon as Syndra showed up, that's where the damage really came in.
Kind of curious to see what this new strategy is going to be here. I mean, so far it's kind of been slower. No one's really gotten towers down except for I think that mid lane tower is gone.
Yes, SNHU was able to take the first mid-tier tower.
Oh, yep. Goal difference though is 4, 5, about 5K.
Yeah.
Going in here, kind of looking around at the CS score. I mean, Ninja also has a 300 gold bounty. Vagar there already has Scepter done. So, I mean, he's going to keep going. There it's a stun on the Syndra, and it's going to get nuked. There we go. IQ taking Syndra out again.
I can't even call that commentator's curse. I don't know what to call that. You just talked about you talked about IQ and his Vagar, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's see what that looks like now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we popped right in. Next, all you see is just the cage already capturing the Syndra.
Right. Oh, here comes the big slam.
Yep, Matt they're going to initiate there, and Big Bear going to come in, but Matt's going to get the credit for that. Chipper go, and Ophius there, both going into this mid lane, going to go after. They're going to get the Callista going, popping off, and Chipper there now going to be fighting a 2-on-1. Might be able to get the... Does not do it for it. He does fall, but they're going to lose that engagement, as it looks like Big Bear might be trying to go after one of the players. Not quite, and everyone now is going to attempt to push in. Vagar, though, on the bottom, IQ just taking down towers.
I think Big Bear was searching for that Renata to get that finish on that low HP, but it might be just turning it into a double kill here.
Oh, and there goes IQ again, just hitting that R. And now we see Matt the Boss here sitting at the top lane. Is trying to just eat away time as 3 of Clark University's players here are all coming, trying to get this tower down. Gonna fight under the tower. Potentially he's gonna get dragged in, dealing damage here, trying to hit it. There's the tower coming down, but I don't think it's gonna matter much. And there comes Scion's revenge.
Yeah, just gonna clear the wave.
Yeah, that
Clark University just making sure not too many minions go down from that. Yeah, lost the tower for it still, though.
Yeah, their Vagar just took another. So IQ is just munching with the towers. Looks like SNHU here is just going to start whittling away their defenses. But Rift Herald is up.
Indeed. Sorry.
But no one's really trying to go for it yet.
Looks like Clark University has taken a tower, though, in the top lane, which is pretty different from the last game. We saw that there was basically no tower damage until late game. Now both top tier 1 towers are gone. And there's another engagement happening in mid lane.
Going in. Oh, there's a Syndra gonna go after Chipper, but and Big Bear is gonna get an elimination on the Syndras. They're gonna fall. Big Bear all alone is not gonna be able to finish the Callista. Finally him out, but Scion and Matt the Boss and Ophi's there, both now going in. SNHU here doing a little bit the same thing that Clark University did towards the end of their last game. Slowly sending in people one by one and then getting knocked up airborne. And they're now trying to fight under this tower, but there's a lot of damage coming in. And Bessa there now going in. That tower looks very, very low. And the tower is going to get taken out And now Matt here is going to get pressed and knocked up into the air. As you see Pop there trying to knock people away. Matt the Boss, though, is going to get taken out finally. He's going to go for revenge. But everyone is ignoring IQ in the top lane.
Right. There's just too much happening in mid lane here. Opus is still alive?
Yeah.
Oh my god, just living on 1 HP. And Shipper saving the day with just the sheer amount of danger of having a Draven with, I believe it's Bloodthirster and Collector, with 3 low health targets.
Right? I want to see the Vagar sack. I want to see how much go in. Meanwhile, everyone is going to start Chipper and Big Bear. They're both going to start going after Baron. It looks like IQ there is going to get involved as well, and that's probably not going to last very long.
So we might actually see a fight for this, as Lilia seems to be making her way closer towards it. Maybe not, maybe just trying to go for farm. They did have vision on it. They do have vision on it, sorry. Yeah, it's just not enough for anyone to go in quick enough to try to take it.
Now is going to back out as they are all coming that direction. Big Bear, they're going to be the only individual not to back to base. I'm going to go straight in for that blue buff.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting, I guess, third of the game. I can see this maybe lasting another 10 minutes or so.
Potentially depends on how these team fights go. Mad Boss, they're going to get singled out by Syndra. Syndra sending the orbs down, but 2 of Snoo's players now going for that mid lane. But there is that spell shield they're going to have to worry about. The Draven there going to smack Tower Shipper, just deal some damage to Ophius there. Getting a little bit bullied as now 3 of Clark University's players, but the Lilia still sitting in the jungle. Looks like everyone's starting to converge into the mid lane. There's Matt sending that knock up on the Syndra. Syndra they're going to get knocked airborne. It does a lot of damage here. He's going to try to run away, and Sion there is going to get bullied in by the Mbessa, and not going to be able to quite finish off the Syndra, as everyone now going through the mid lane. There's a stun on the Lilia, and Ophius there is going to take out Lilia.
Yeah. Clark University is being forced to make choices here, as there is 2 focused on Matt the Boss in top lane, so we see mid lane start to suffer a little bit from that. Suffers a lot, that's so much. Oh, that's so much damage. Just not quite enough though. But they still might be able to take out this this 3rd tower here.
It's like they're gonna go in, and there's a dive, and Big Bear there's gonna be able to take out a double. Gonna be able to take out 2 of Clark's University players, and now everyone's gonna turn on that Mbessa. That tower's gone. There's no one that matters now about getting under the tower. Poppy there, or Ophius there is gonna fall, but Big Bear I think is going to fall as well, as there's just not gonna be enough. It's gonna be able to take out the Kalista. Might he be able to flop this?
Big Bear.
And there's a resurrection coming up.
Oh, Ronas is going to leave, though.
He's going to get away, but I don't think Desilia is going to get very far, as we already see the Drowsy coming up here. It's fun to fall asleep. Big Bear just gets a huge chunk of taking out turns, and not quite unfortunate for SNHU, but they did get a tower. They got multiple towers out of this.
Right. That's still a lot, but it would have been so amazing to see Big Bear make it through all of that and get those extra kills.
Yeah, that would have. I mean, if he would have, I don't even know. I mean, there's not much you can do about
that situation.
With the Lilia.
They played it smart.
That Drowsy. Yeah.
Clark definitely played that smart. And here we might see another fight here happening at Drake, as it looks like both teams are starting to converge over there.
Yep, and we'd already see Sion there trying to go for the knockup. There is the Vagar hit going down, and there is the nuke from the Vagar. Chipper, though, is going to fall to the Syndra, and right now SNHU is just getting a little bit more pummeled than they would have liked to. Vagar, though, is trying to put the walls down. Sion, though, chasing after anyone that he can right now. That's not going to be it. There's Syndra's on that triple. Might be able to get one, not quite. SNHU here, having 1 individual down, and he's going to go on the Mbessa. Big Bear there, knocks the Mbessa airborne. And now looks like Clark University here is going to go for Drake.
Yeah, I honestly thought Big Bear might have been looking for something a little ambitious there. Might be looking for just a steal here, though, actually. Is Big Bear still in the area?
I mean, if he can get the steal for the Drake, that's almost the spacing, so. No, I don't think he's going to last very long, and not quite.
Yeah, the moment they saw him there, it was a little too late. Oh, there was a Draven ult.
Yeah.
Not quite catching anyone. But now the eliminations are even. Gold not quite even. Especially with that tower deficit happening. Tower and objective deficit.
Yeah, but Clark University gets their first Drake of the game. Kind of curious to see what SNHU's going to do going forward. I mean, if they push that mid, I don't think it would be worth for them to go hit all of the inhibitors, or even take a second inhibitor down. I think just kind of push it through that middle one and call it a day.
Right.
But it looks like everyone's starting to gather around that mid lane. Tilia there going after the red buff, and everyone's going to back off. And it looks like bottom is going to be the next engagement. Down there holding the Ambessa in place. As you see IQ there now going in. There is the stun coming up there. And pushed right into the wall there. Rojas there going to get knocked up. And the Veigar is, IQ there is trying to run away. Might be able to turn in on it. And does get saved by Ophius there. Big Bear though just barely misses that Syndra. Now he's going to have that Drowsy coming out from the Lilia. And looks like this mid tower from SNHU here going to have a little bit of issue. And is going to fall as we do see Chipper here now going in. A Big Bear though might trying to hit a nice distraction. There comes the spell shield. Lilia though sends the orb down. And Sion though just chugging towards that bottom tower. As Big Bear still just chasing after Lilia. Looks like they're going to at least focus on trying to get like one individual. There is the popping from the Veigar.
Yeah. Lilia without ult in that situation is definitely not where you want to be.
Nope, but Matt here is going to get chased.
Not where you want to be. Calista getting in front of Sion as the other two on Clark University are just also peppering away at him. Not really able to do too much. And
Yeah.
just gonna take a little bit of damage here.
A little bit of damage, and everyone here is starting to gather up by the pit again as well. The Baron is back up, so looks like they're going to go for those buffs.
It goes down pretty quickly.
I mean, Vanguard has got it. So
it looks like SNHU might be trying to aim for the push here, having Matt DeBoss try to play maybe a little bit of more of a distraction role here.
Maybe, but they were having Vanguard do that earlier. Because Vanguard was in several lanes by themselves.
Right, but I mean, we just saw Matt DeBoss had to have 3 people from Clark University on him just to make sure that he didn't get away.
This is true. This is true.
I was going to say, speaking of not getting away, but Syndra hits that sun.
Yeah, but Syndra is trying to look like everyone here is getting ready for a team fight. Kind of curious to see who they're going to focus on first.
So this first engagement might be very indicative of where this fight will go.
Yep, there's Big Bear going in. There goes the Veigar. Veigar there is going to be able to knock out the Syndra very quickly. However, Veigar there is going to fall. And right now, SNHU here is looking a little bit, having a little bit of trouble with his team fight ability as there, Ranas there is going to take out Ophius, and Calista is going to take out Chipper, leaving Big Bear all by himself. But Big Bear is going to take out the Lilia, and the Callisto is going to dive back in on the Rojas, but is not going to get away. Sion still up. A little bit too late into the fight here, really to make a difference, as we do see him getting 2-on-1.
Yeah, Matt DeBoss not really able to do anything to get away here, unfortunately. Kind of has to slowly walk as Ambessa is just going to keep dashing right in front of him. There's not enough time for the slam to land either.
Nope, and there's the ace from Ambessa.
It'd been an unfortunate fight for SNHU. That's the Baron buff gone for the whole team now as well.
That is the whole Baron buff.
This is looking a little bit dire, the situation here, because these buffs are not making too much of a difference for SNHU.
No, I mean, you can see some of the items are they're trying to get like a lot of their items, and we see the Ruin King being built so that Calista's basically getting lifestealed with every hit. Syndra's starting to amp up the magic power. Veigar still only has 1 death cap.
Right.
So I think SNHU is just starting to fall a little behind in terms of the item game. That or they just need to find someone who's by themselves and slowly start picking them off.
Right. Looks like everyone's starting to gather up around the Drake pit once again as Drake does spawn in.
Drake does spawn. Veigar there is going to toss out his wall. Syndra there sitting on the backside towards the lower end is waiting to see, waiting for everyone to gather up. Everyone pursuing now, and there is the stun on the Lilia. Not quite able to finish the Lilia from Veigar. And there's everyone getting knocked grounded. There comes that explosive wave. SNHU here just getting melted. Calista there, and Syndra, and everyone is just getting picked off right now. SNHU's ability to really win those team fights now is gone at the moment.
Right. That Renata ult is really starting to make a difference here, as it's no longer about really dealing extra damage from SNHU's team hitting each other, but now is more so just controlling the pace of the fight, making it so that they can't fight back since they're so focused on, or quote-unquote focused on fighting each other.
Yeah, SNHU here is going to have to rethink their strategy, maybe send the Veigar, start hitting some towers, maybe taking the inhibitor down.
Right.
While the rest of the team fights, because SNHU here is slowly starting to lose control of the round.
And we see Cinder's just taking this tower down here for free. Not really able to send anyone there, as mid is also getting a little bit of pressure going from Renata and Calista here.
And SNHU here is starting to gather up in that mid lane, going for 4-man. Looks like they might be trying to push this mid area out. Not quite, as they're starting to spread out. Now it looks like okay, the jungle.
Yeah, it looks like they'll have another 2 minutes on Baron. But Clark is starting to gather around in that area towards mid. IQ might be getting caught out here. Definitely getting caught out after that stun, unfortunately. And that's a lot of damage for SNHU gone just that instant. Oh my goodness, barely hits that ultimate. And now Invested is in.
Yeah, now they're going to be fighting under the tower. There goes the wave of death there. And Costa there getting a double kill, as it looks like Clark University here is going to pull a Nuno reverse card.
And at the boss, again, not really able to do much alone in this situation. Just stay alive for a few more extra seconds. And I think that's definitely a game here.
Yeah,
No one's going to be up in time. Yeah, that's game.
Yeah.
30 seconds is not enough time for these two towers to stay up.
Nope, it is not. And everyone from SNHU is down here, and there it goes. Clearing of that inhibitor or the Nexus.
That is bringing it up to 1-1 with, I'd say, surprise turnaround from Clark, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
looked like SNHU there was in the lead most of the time, and then kind of towards, like, I don't know, probably about the 20-minute mark probably was when it started to flop it, or so it flopped over,
Right.
where SNHU was winning all those team fights. No longer were they winning. They took Baron twice, I think, and
Yes.
still that Baron buff was not enough to help them in the team fight. It's just, I'm not entirely sure if it was like maybe some miscommunication on who to target, or if enough of items were being built for the opposing team and they were just able to negate any buff.
From what I could tell, it was a lot more of Renata was able to really capitalize on using those ultimates. So like I was saying, it was very much controlling the pace of the match. Is that and the Lilia Drowsy, putting them to sleep. SNHU didn't have really an answer to those the moment they hit,
Right.
and I think the closest we saw was Matt Boss tried using his ultimate a few times, use that little bit of CC immunity to avoid a sleep or a berserk. But other than that, the rest of the team, who's mainly doing all the damage, especially IQ on Veigar,
Yeah.
just getting
I mean,
quite literally mind controlled.
yeah, I mean, once you kind of get targeted, there's not a whole lot you can do with that, especially Veigar, just because you're super, super squishy.
Right.
But I mean, Veigar was putting out a lot of damage. Yeah, it just wasn't enough as the opposing team slowly started to like catch up, and kind of close that gap. But teams are having their little like talks, maybe trying to take up some strategies, get some tips. So we will be right back once this match starts. Hello, everyone. We are back. There goes an span for SNHU. Looks like we are not going to be changing too much.
No, I definitely a plan behind that. Make sure not to deal with the Nasus. And Clark University, they're thinking about this first ban this time around.
Oh,
Nope,
yeah,
never mind.
there's Celia. I kind of wonder if we'll see Renata ban or a
Bessa ban.
Mbessa ban.
Yeah.
Nope.
And there
There's the
is the Fury
Neferi.
ban coming out once again. Phelios ban? Yep. Alright.
They're going pretty quickly. What's this last one gonna be though?
Yeah, SNHU knows what they don't want to deal with. But
Yeah.
Clark University is just kind of like thinking about it, or might just be discussing last minute plans as they're doing these bans, because so far it's been about this.
Oh,
So,
there's
ooh,
Zinjao coming out for the ban.
we're finally not gonna see Xin Zhao in this game.
Which, I mean, isn't really the worst case scenario. I mean, yeah, you kind of lose some of your, like, mobility.
Right, but it's one of those things where now we're gonna see Big Bear be forced to pick a different jungler. Yeah, we're just locking the Scion first. There's definitely now more thought process going into it of which jungler to pick. But for Clark University, we've seen some different picks already in that game too.
They have. I'm kind of curious to see if they'll stay with, that's the Syndra pick. Oh, there's a
Stick with the
Lily coming
Lilia.
back out.
Alright. Yeah, definitely a strong pick for Clark. Being able to control the pace of the pace of the team fights with that sleep, the drowsy. And Clark University's second pick. They're really running out these clocks. I think this is
I
definitely a
think
lot
they're
of team building
actively
here.
discussing it. Oh, cool. So, thank you for to NECC esports there. We did get the raid apparently on the Twitch from them. So, this should be in
28 people.
20 people
Pretty
now.
cool,
Pretty
yeah.
good. Oh, we see a Gwen.
Big raid, big Gwen, big scissors.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I'm just saying stuff.
Huh?
I don't know.
What? Okay. I mean,
I'm
hey,
caught off guard by the raid.
I mean, hey, the big scissors is what you want. I mean, go for the big scissors. But still here, looks like they're trying to debate what they want to go with next. And there's the Jarvan.
All right. Pretty solid pick, especially in place of Xin Zhao. And SNHU getting their third pick here. And it seems like both teams are really trying to figure out their team building strategy here, as these clocks have been starting to get run out a little bit.
I mean, this is the kind of do or die
right
game, because this is game 3, so it doesn't matter. There is no other one repeating after this, and we're gonna see the Milio.
All right, Milio's locked in there.
Akali, maybe. Could we see mid lane pulling on Akali
for SNHU?
Yeah,
maybe. Veigar is still open. Yone's still open.
that's
who are
probably
their
the
other picks?
Veigar set.
Oh, what's his name? The Zaheen is still open.
Oh, Zaheen. Yep. Oh, and there's the Renata.
Renata was still open. That's very interesting to see that SNHU didn't lock out Lilia or Renata there. Oh, back to the ban. Ziggs is banned once again. It doesn't want to deal with those bombs.
I don't even want to deal with those bombs. There's the Callista ban, so we won't see the Callista.
All right, Clark University, what's your response? You might see another ADC ban, just trying to keep Chipper out of more of those picks again.
Maybe, or Veigar. Yep, there's Veigar.
All right, and then the SNHU's last ban will be going to, I don't know, cycle through a few options, hovering over Corki.
I don't even know, like,
Yeah, I'd say with who's left for them to pick from, I don't really know.
maybe the Ambess. Oh, we got the Ambessa. Oh,
Yeah,
the Yunara.
all right, you know, Arbin. They did hover it earlier, so I think that is a smart pick. They were looking to play that.
Right.
And now Clark University got to pick from something else. What was their ADC the first game?
First game was
Zaya.
Zaya.
That's still on the table.
It's
Might
still
see
on the
Zaya come
table.
back out.
No Ezreal.
Ezreal. Ooh. Okay. There's some mobility there.
But I mean, Theory's still up on the table.
That is true.
The only one for Chipper's really main stock that he normally does is Tally's the only one not on the table right now.
Right. Yeah, Theory and Smolder are still available. Kog'Maw might be coming out. Kog'Maw is coming out to play.
Kog'Maw.
Gross little. I love Kog'Maw.
I don't know. You just called him a gross little bug, so.
I'm mean to him because I love him.
Oh, it's one of those relationships. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
He is a gross little bug, but I love it. It's just an undeniable fact of life. Just like it's undeniable that Yone is coming out this game for SNHU.
Yeah,
It's a lot of AD on the side of SNHU.
Yeah. Kind of curious to see. Oh no, Akshan.
Oh,
Oh. We're gonna see people slinging from the rafters, even though it's not really from the rafters, but you get the point.
This is a very different game to go into now.
Yeah, I yeah, I don't really know what to think about the some of the picks. Really, I mean, because we got the Kog'Maw, we got the Milio, so I mean, it's just a very we don't really see a lot of these picks coming from SNHU.
Right. Yeah, Big Bear at least had a comfort pick, or predicted comfort pick here with Jarvan.
Right.
So we quote unquote saw that coming, in some sense.
A subset.
Matt DeVos still sticking with Scion. I think it just hasn't been going wrong per se. I think it's just been those matchups have just been kind of rough.
Yeah, I mean it's just more of like when you lose one or two team fights and the opposing team starts getting their Godian starts getting smaller and smaller. Get those items, it just makes everything so much more difficult for the team that's going in.
Right. Yeah, I wonder. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just thought about it again. How much AD SNHU has, if that's going to become a problem?
I mean, there's a lot of AD, so they start building. I mean, AD protection, I'm sure, um, but I mean, I don't think the other team will hit cap for.
No, of course not.
They won't hit the cap for it anytime soon. So I think at this point, I think SNHU is trying to maybe not draw the game as much, maybe.
Maybe I feel like Kog'Maw is a bit of a slow starter for an ADC. Yone definitely kind of ramps up very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of need your abilities available.
Yep.
I think Scion's kind of like iffy. It like depends on how you play him. He's on the slower side, but he does big damage when he lands those hits. And then Jarvan can definitely speed up the pace of the game. So maybe just trying to get this done quickly. But then at Clark University,
I think it's for like Scion specifically. I think it depends on the mobility, how mobile his opponent is. I also think it's gonna depend on how much support, because like there's times where Matt does like phenomenal, is able to like push that lane up, but then there's times it's either it goes really really well or it goes like bad. I think Sion is just like one of those picks. Like you either need to be controlling your lane, even if you're not taking those towers out. But the moment you start dying in your lane early on, or just through things that could have prevented, that's when it starts to like hinder.
Right. Yeah. The Scion, Lilia. Oh, Akshan mid lane. Oh,
Yep,
I don't know how I
Akshan.
almost forgot that. That'll also be an interesting one to see. Because, like you were saying, we're going to be most likely seeing a bit of that grappling coming out, uh, swinging around the area. And
Stupid.
yeah, Hyone is going to have to figure out how to deal with that. IQ, rather, is going to have to figure out how to deal with that with Yone.
Yeah.
And bot lane, I think, is fairly standard bot lane from what they pick for ADC. Oh, Ezreal, yeah.
Ezreal.
It's gonna be a fairly standard ADC matchup of just waiting for the right moment to really all in, uh, or just picking them down low enough to get your one big shot off.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of curious to see how the Millie and the Kog'Maw combination's gonna go. Because I mean,
Mm.
you get Ezreal, who's just gonna wait, and then at that per moment just pop everything.
Right.
But we do also have the Renata down there too, which is I'm sure is gonna be so much fun to deal with for a second round.
Right. It's all up to SNHU to really figure out the answer to this because those big CCs from that sleep and that berserk were really changing the pace of the game. So now it's up to SNHU to figure out how to fight those.
Yeah, I think almost they probably could have dropped that Thresh pick
Hmm.
for the ban, and then put it on for the Lilia or the
The Renata.
Renata, and then picked the um
Pick,
Filio?
oh, Aphelios?
Yeah, Felios.
Yes. Yeah,
It's like happiness run off.
it happens. It's a bit late now, but hey, it's worth it for such good games going on.
Oh, it's a pretty close game.
And it'll definitely be interesting to see where this goes after we had a snowball game one. We had a
Snowball
complete,
game 2.
yeah, say snowball, like, turn the tide game two.
Oh, looks like the players are starting to move around, so we should be starting to see the match relatively soon too.
Just a little bit of spectator delay going on. But could be pretty good one. And here we go. Getting right into it.
Kind of curious to see if we're gonna see Clark and Fitzgerald play really really aggressive like they did last time or not. And once again, everyone's still staying on the same side they started with.
Right, yeah, we haven't seen any side switch still.
So it looks like IQ there might be going after the Gnome. There's Lilia. That ward down.
Yeah, get the ward down, take the little bit of a hit. Another ward down. Doesn't get a hit for it though. I'm just gonna keep staying in that bush.
And the Renata and the Ezreal there are already starting to set up in the
Ooh,
bushes, so that's gonna be
that's an aggressive start in bot lane.
yeah, it's a very aggressive. They're gonna wait for that wave to crash.
Yeah, they don't want to give them any.
Nope, yep, they're already playing aggressive. There's knock up into the air, Chipper there, getting targeted directly. Milio, Orpheus there, just trying to play interceptions, but not too much there as Chipper there is basically taking 3/4 of health down.
Yeah. So it seems like Clark University's answer to the way SNHU was playing in the first game is to amp up their speed of how they play. Because we saw SNHU play that slower game to get that snowball going. And we saw in game 2, wasn't quite as slow for how Clark University was answering, but it was definitely one of those things where it was fast enough that they were able to get that situation to turn the game in their favor that quickly.
Yep. When they're going to go under the tower and just chomp away at the Scion a little bit. There's a blow up on Chipper in the Milio. And so here, trying to push off. Trying to get something rolling for them, as looks like Yon, as Akshan there has like you pretty well locked down on under his tower.
Right. Yeah, IQ is really forced to use that Spirit Tether to go in this situation, as Akshan's just going to be sitting at a safer distance here.
Yeah.
And speaking of safer distance, Rona's going to be able to use that fog to keep a safer distance from the range that has been
Scion
like to
gonna
play.
bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be, especially when those T-Pipes start popping off and you have people trying to ult going into the fight. That's gonna cause some issues.
Right.
As you see, he's gonna go for that tether. He's gonna knock up the Akshan. Gonna chase here. Might be able to get him. Not quite be able to finish it off though. Matt here gonna be able to finish that wave. Get a little bit of farm going forward. Bot lane though, seems like they're playing. Who can plant the most wards?
Yeah, just trying to get that vision up. IQ looking to try to maybe get a kill here.
Oh,
Possibly
might be able to
Ignite,
finish
definitely
it.
going to get it there.
Yep, there
Also
goes
gets
First
ignited.
Blood.
Quite enough though.
Yep, Big Bear there, gonna get caught alone in the river. Gonna quickly back off as Milia there does a little bit of assist Sophie's there. Able to just push everyone away for enough for Big Bear to get away.
This is definitely a much more aggressive game from both sides coming out here. I think the only one really not being as aggressive, what I can see, is Matt the Boss, who's still trying to play under tower, just really relying on slams to do a lot of the work in lane. It's usually until level 6 where we usually see Matt the Boss start going in.
Right. Yeah, that usually seems to be the way to go with it. Oh, speaking though, Chipper though going after Renata, but is not gonna be able to finish it. As Ezreal there is just chilling and it's gonna be able to block anyone from going in. But however, that Akshan is coming from that river. This could be a very dangerous position for SNHU to be in if they're not careful.
Oh, it's invisible. I forgot about that.
Yep, he's gonna go invisible. They're gonna try. Chipper there might be able to get one. Not quite able to finish it quite off. There we go. Chipper there is able to get it. But Akshan and Akshan is gonna get Chipper taken for the credit.
Yeah. Chipper was able to delay it just long enough to make sure that Renata still went down after popping that revive ability. Which is very smart play. Not trying to push it down too far, just in case Renata gets that revival and you lose kill credit.
Yep, IQ there, having the tether out. It goes for that dive to knock airborne, but is forced to return to the body. As you see the Renata there now going to the mid lane. Looks like Big Bear there might be going around from behind, potentially going in for a gank here as they get drawn further in. There we go. There is Big Bear and Jarvan. Or Big Bear and IQ there both going in, but it's going to force the Akshan and the Renata Glass to back off.
We see, once again, the under tower pace. And it's the fog again.
Yeah, that's going to be annoying for Scion,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to range. I'm surprised no one's gone for Drake, and looks like Lilia might be peeking at it.
Just getting vision on it. You're absolutely right though. No one's gone for the Drake after it just kind of came up. Maybe looking for a better position lane from either team. 'Cause right now it looks like bot lane's in a bit of an even situation. Wave is starting to push in towards the red side.
Yeah,
But
so it's gonna crash there and lower that tower, and that's probably gonna help them. There is the Akshan grapple. Goes away, it's not gonna get very far. It gets knocked airborne, and that IQ there is forced to return back. And once gonna start going after the creep. So Gwen already has the max stack there for the scissors. Goes in, it's gonna do a nice little chunk of damage. Matt though does barely hit the edge of the Gwen, and is gonna have to force to play a little bit more under the tower.
yeah, Big Bear looking to try to maybe get a gank down here. Might be able to catch that Akshan out though. Looks like Akshan might just be able to slip away there.
Yeah, looks like both teams here are playing a little bit more aggressive, but Lilia there just going into the jungle on the safe side, as everyone else is going to.
Looks like we might still no. It looks like Baber might be just stuck back in there. He's in a position to try to go for a gank, but
Is in the position, but
oh, there's the
look like-
opportunity.
yep, there we go. Is gonna get grab him there, knocks airborne. As Akshan tries to grapple, does hit the ledge there, but does not get very far. As Chipper Novius now running back as and Chipper there getting rooted, and is gonna get taken out there by Ezreal.
Shield just enough to survive the Kog'Maw passive, but the flash is enough to survive. Oh,
I
was
mean,
under tower.
balled under tower.
Yeah, not quite the way I saw that going, but Matt the Boss getting a kill up there.
And gold.
In gold. Ronas just stepped a little bit too far.
Yeah, and kind of looking at CS score there. The Gwen does have about does have 30 more score on Matt there. Jungle is about even. Mid lane is in favor of IQ. Ezreal there is winning that ADC matchup.
Yeah, this is looking a bit rougher for Chipper here. Speaking of looking rough.
Yeah,
the
Matt
boss
there
being
tried to
able
play
much
smart.
by Akshan coming in.
Action coming up there, but is not going to be enough. But that is going to give the IQ there in the mid lane the ability to free farm.
Right. We do have Rubs up. No vision on it, looks like. And Lilia's in the bot side getting the farm. Can't tell which direction. Might be going down. It looks like to get all that farm. Yep, heading towards bot lane. I don't think there's going to be a gank coming out from there. But
Yeah, it's surprisingly not. No one really seems to be ganking right now. Everyone is trying to focus on winning their lanes.
right. Yeah, we've seen Big Bear go for a gank or two, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, it did work that one time with the Akshan in the mid lane. But I don't think either side has gotten a good enough advantage to
Wait a
really go. And they're
minute.
gonna go to
Wait a
Lilia though.
minute.
That Lilia are gonna get trapped and is gonna get tag team. And there is the sleep aid, and is gonna get away just on 1 HP. Oh no!
They're both alive? Oh no. This is looking. This is a worse off situation for SNHU, but oh, they do get the Renata though.
Yeah, they do get the Renata, which is good. Chipper there, and everyone basically, most of the team there. But Ezreal and Akshan, they're both going after anyone you can. Might be going after Ezreal now.
It's like going after Yakshan there in that situation, I would have just kept running.
Yeah, I mean, I would have too, but I mean, quickly turn on me. He had like 2 people there, and on one, he was kind of separated from his group.
I mean, Ezreal's really close by, especially for being an ADC, and Akshan is still in the area.
Yeah, mid lane has just been kind of abandoned for the most part, it seems like.
Yeah.
But IQ there now going to be going back towards the mid lane by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like things are starting to calm down just a little bit. And there's going to be an attempt for Drake from Lilia here, maybe?
Maybe no, maybe not. We've might be going after Scuttle, maybe.
Looks like, yeah, getting Scuttle first, at the very least. Oh, I think definitely not going for it now, yeah. Big Bear revealed that they're in the area.
So that everyone now going to back off as we see IQ and the Akshan still just kind of going at each other. Gid's going to get knocked up though. IQ though slowly starting to do some damage now.
Right, ramping up that damage on the main goblin there.
And there's Gwen going in. Is going to dive in, but is going to get stunned. Really before much can be done, and then Matt there is going to back off. Ezreal and Renata there pushing in this wave towards the SNHU tower for that tier 3. But it looks like they're going to back off, and the Renata there and the Ezreal both are going to go back and get some items.
Yep, just gonna crash the wave and go do a little shopping.
See, Gwen picked up the Nashor's Tooth. Just a little bit more attack speed.
Yeah, the CS difference between So the CS difference in top lane and mid lane are about the same, but on opposite sides. And speaking of mid lane, the main goblin looks to be going down once again as Big Bear shows up for another game.
Yep, and there's the Renata coming in. It's a little too late, really, to help the Akshan, as we do now see IQ there get rooted. Gonna go under that tower. It's gonna back off. Yarvin, though, we see Big Bear now going for the Drake. And the Void Grubs are gonna fall to Lilia.
Yeah, Matt the Boss is in a bit of a precarious situation here, but might just be going for the I'm forgetting the word. Oh no.
I don't...
The creeps from behind the tower.
Yeah, trying to prevent any new waves from coming. But at the same time, we see the Akshan and the Lilia coming towards him, so... it's gonna be an issue. See how that's gonna go here, and it's channeling sitting as close enough to that tower, and Gwen is gonna miss the first R with the Neos coming out. You see Jarvan all alone in that jungle, going after that with that farm, but everyone else is gonna back off there. Here's the Akshan coming in from the grappling, but Lilia here's just had some basically free reign of the jungle, going wherever she wants, really.
Right. Yeah, Big Bear and Orpheus kind of keeping the auction off and trying to go for a pick there. But it looks like they might be trying to go for a gank instead. There appears to be vision on them, so they are forced to reconsider their plan as Pulsar and Yeety head back to tower and head back to base.
Meanwhile, you see IQ there going in after the Gwen, knocks the Gwen airborne. There goes the miss, might be just enough, and there we go. You now see Matt's Boss sitting under that tower. He's going to be able to take that first tower down, but Lilia and the Akshan both being there. He's going to be able to dodge out of the charge up there, and there goes Sion getting very angry. He's going to go after the Akshan, trying to get some of his teammates to come and help him. Might be all alone. Chipper there tries to go in, might be able to get one, not quite able to finish off. And there we go, Chipper there with the final death explosion from the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, able to confirm one. Very much a sort of like stand your ground sort of fight there happening on Chipper's side. You do see Lilia speeding her way over for this. Not necessarily a gank.
It's kind of like it's sort of right there. IQ though getting put to sleep. That might be an issue. Does have to do that flash. Is he gonna be able to get under the tower enough? And there we go. Big Bear there. Not gonna go in.
Force up the flash.
Force that flash there, and there's the Akshan coming in. That is 3 of their players up there, and that tower now is going to fall.
Yeah, gets a little bit more damage than Big Bear, but not enough to secure a kill. IQ is able to just get away just in time.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really close. As you see now, Kog'Maw now in the middle. We see Sion now at the bottom. Looks like a little bit of rotations going on for SNHU.
Yeah, and the gold lead is around even actually. It's just a few hundred difference.
Gold lead is around the same. Towers are around the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looks like both teams here are trying to really get this dub tonight.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out each other's number here. At the boss, just kind of hacking away at this tower here.
I mean, if no one's going to stop him, I mean, he doesn't really do a whole lot of damage by himself. That Gwen is
yeah, I say Gwen is speeding her way down there.
Yeah, that might be an issue. But now that with Leon atop IQ there is going to have a good amount of free time to get that tower down.
True. Yeah, SNHU is splitting up their resources to make sure that they get at least one of the towers while everything else is going on.
Yep, and now IQ there is going to run into the Akshan. Going as he's trying to go in there, and it already has the ability to start zapping things. It's a Triforce. Not the Triforce, Track.
I can't remember the name. He goes down. I'll remember the name eventually. Not as able to get Big Bear though.
Yep, and
Ezreal
there
might not be able to get away here.
Might be able to not get away. There is the survival and the res there, and is gonna be able to. Nope, not quite. Kog'Maw there is gonna finish off Ezreal there for the final explosion.
All right. see Rift Herald's up. Chrono Drake is about to come up in 40 seconds. And Gwen is pushing mid lane to get that tower. Eating away at it pretty quickly with that attack speed buff on the dash.
And it already has that max charge on it too.
Oh! Hello,
Scion
Scion.
charge. Not gonna be able to quite get out of it, but is able to clear this wave and start sending it towards the other team. But do you see the Gwen and the Renata both sitting on that side? So I don't think that wave's gonna last very long.
Yeah, SNHU is starting to gather a little bit towards that bottom river. Some of them are in mid. Mainly Chipper, who's looking to maybe just poke out some people or maybe even just act as a scout. Yeah, using that long range to just poke away at Pulsar. Connects to the R. That's a kill. Just poke away at him from a good distance.
Speaking of poke, yeah, there's IQ going after the Ranos. There's Gwen. He's only getting eaten away here. Is not going to be able to, and he does be able to finish it. And IQ there now on that rampage as everyone now is going after Infernal Drake.
Looking pretty good for those picks. Actually, those are some really good picks.
Headskate, no. There is Big Bear just missing it barely. IQ here is going after this tower. I mean, he's keeping everything going right now. However, he might come to an end.
Might be able to get out of there, actually. Using the ultimate as a escape tool here. Renata using the revival as a little speed boost from the buffs while people are alive.
Yep, there's Herald.
IQ barely, not quite at the tower yet, but just uses the bush to try to get a little bit of advantage in this fight.
Yep, sends it.
Takes away the
airborne. There goes Zion, knock up to the air. There's another airborne. Slow stun coming up. Pulsar there, just barely hanging on, is going to get picked off there. And now everyone is turning on to the Renata. Come on, Scion, just do the little chargers, Lilia. Got to be careful there because of that slow. There's the knockup coming in. Is it enough to get IQ there? Still a little lagging, a little bit behind.
Yeah,
trying
I think IQ got pushed off from the. I think Lilia hit a.
Sleep.
Not. No, she's still asleep. I think it was just a Q. IQ might have been afraid of the burn damage and wasn't sure if they could make it in time.
And everyone's now going to back off. Meanwhile, Chipper though is just chipping away at that mid lane tower.
At the bottom there, looking for an angle here. Is interesting now. No, this will. Yeah, I'd say I should probably just get away from that.
Yeah.
A little bit of damage from the Octon. Really is fast.
Yeah, that's
beating right back to confirm that kill. And slow right back down. Yeah, Matt the boss is kind of accepting their fate.
Yeah, not much you can do there when they're outrunning.
Yeah. Keeping it fast. Here's Yone, but not able to catch Lia's speed.
Break comes up in about 3 minutes. So, see where these teams are gonna go. I mean, we do have who's carrying. Okay, so Big Bear there is carrying the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and Baron is just spawned. He's a little bit of busy up on there. Yeah, IQ takes that tower and just takes it and runs.
I don't want to know where that Herald's going to do that. Does knock airborne, it sends airborne, there's the stun inside the mist. I don't Gwen here, it's already now on fire. And Big Bear, they're going to get the credit for that elimination.
Yeah, not really much Gwen could have done to get away from that without Flash. Oh, that's not true actually. Big Bear didn't use ultimate in that. Interesting that Gwen was still there the whole time. Maybe trying to stand their ground for the fight. We weren't quite there at the start of it, so it was a little hard to tell.
Yeah, but Baron though looks like no one's really going to contest Baron. I mean, on us there, it says about 15 seconds before nearly goes in, and we do see IQ there going after. There goes the wave. Everyone's moving out of the wave. There's Berserk, and there we go. Soon they're going to take that Baron buff.
Music, get back to base real quick. And Akshan looks like they're going to get that tower real quick. And that'll put it 5-2 for towers. But not too much still for in terms of Clark University taking back a lead here.
Nope, Chipper there just kind of going to the mid lane all alone. And there is the leap in from
Yep.
the Yarvin. Chipper there going after the Renata. Renata there is going to go down. Lilia, though, now running, is able to get away. But now everyone's running onto the Gwen. We got Scion and IQ down here at the bottom.
Ooh.
There's Scion still going after it. He might be there's the burn. And that's
There
the
we go.
airborne. There we go. Ranas down once again. As Sue now is just pushing towards this middle tower and the top tower all at the same time right now.
Yeah, and there's a Rift Drill coming in here. Might not be able to hit the tower though. Looks like the creeps are just going to be too much of a distraction for it. Which is looking to be okay with that top tower looking a little worse for where is it already gone? Oh, it's already gone. Never mind.
Yeah, it's gone.
Worse
Yep.
for wear because it's not there.
It did not last very long at all. As you see, Soon now starting to set up in their jungle. Everyone now running towards that mid lane. Like potentially with the fight starting to break out with the Israel. Not they're doing this charge up, and that is going to clear the way. And there is IQ going
Oh,
in
wait a
on
minute.
2. The Lilia's right there. Sion's going to go in, and there goes the Lilia there getting taken down by Zion. Zion now getting taken down. Going to do a little bit of trade. Going after the Renata here. Renata might fall, not quite fast enough. We see Yarvin there going in for the dive. Is going to get pushed away with that Berserk Wave. And looks like Renata there is going to live to fight another day. But Lilia is going to flash too. I mean, the opposing team has used a lot of flashes.
Yeah, Leah almost threw away the revive she got from Akshan. Going down from the earlier pick from IQ and Matt's dynamic duo interaction. And then immediately running back to a fight that would not have worked out if she had stayed. Looks like SNHU might be just trying to push it at this point. Big Bear is on Drake there, looking to claim their third one, while the rest of the team looking to take these towers and at least chip away at them.
I mean, if SNHU keeps going the way that they do go, should work out for them. They haven't really lost too many team fights. You see here, Ranas there going after Matt the Boss all alone, and there comes that first needle from Gwen, and there's Lilia. I think Matt here is going to get away with that. But the Kog'Maw, Chipper and Ophius there, both slowly going up that river. Looks like they are just going to go for the scuttle.
Yeah, SNHU making sure not to really go for anything too crazy. Matt the Boss just in an unfortunate situation there with Gwen and with Roanhaas and DXR just being right around the corner.
Yeah, but
IQ might be in a little bit of predicament, just walked out, then try to go for anything crazy. Yeah, SNHU just making sure to play it a little bit safer until they have a good angle to push something else. Whereas Clark University is looking to, I think, try to regather all their bearings again.
a little bit, but they're also not going to be forced to play on that back end of the defense. They're going to have to defend those towers, as they don't have any more of their tier 3 towers still.
Right.
Really anything outside of their base, so now they're going to have to find a way to push and defend the base. If SNHU really can just take out one of the towers, get one of the inhibitors, a little bit more pressure, they might be able to rotate around a few more people.
Might see IQ and the main goblin run into each other up here. Maybe. IQ looking to try to push it in. Not too much.
Yeah, now everyone's starting to now shift towards the mid lane, leaving the Yon up there at the top side, pushing with that wave. Gwen there all alone. Sion looks like be coming up from that bottom lane. Might be going up to the mid lane to start the fight, as everyone else is starting to shift away.
It looks like the teams are starting to gather up a little bit more. And SNHU might be looking to try to push this to end the game fairly soon, or at least just try to get something out of this. Because they're just sticking around here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to gather up for a push.
I think they're looking to back to base here though. IQ using the ultimate already.
See the Big Bear there, getting a few little pokes. Is going to back off from the mid lane as IQ now going to go all the way back to base.
IQ has a decent level lead, actually, taking a peek at this. Because IQ is currently level 17 already. The main goblin is only level 14. And then looking at the rest of the levels of the game, the next highest is 16, which is both top laners. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, being 5-0, having a 700 gold bounty, that's definitely bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Most of these games, and there's Baron back, so Baron's also back. Looks like Clark University there might be gearing up to go towards him.
I wonder if we'll see if SNHU sees them going for it and goes to the base instead while they're distracted on it. Maybe they're looking to get the scuttle, get some quick little vision out. Clark University is gathering towards that top side. And SNHU looking to meet them there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they now it's trying to move back towards the mid lane. Everyone's just playing in the jungle, from the mid lane to the jungle to the top.
Right. This is just like a top side of the map, and then there's one down there in the bot lane. That might prove to be deadly for Clark University here, being down a person, if SNHU goes for a big team fight here.
It looks like the IQ there gonna just do a little bit of poke, but nothing's really gonna come from it.
Yeah, it looks like SNHU does want to start a team fight. Oh, but they are split up a little bit now. It's
Yeah,
back to Matt the Boss and IQ once again together. We've seen them have some good team plays together, though.
Yeah, and looks like Clark University there is gonna push down towards the mid lane.
Ooh.
Looks like they're gonna
Oh my
get
goodness.
converged on. In the river down here, gets pulled back in. We see Big Bear there jump in. There's everyone's popping abilities. There goes the Berserk mode from the Renata, and it's not quite. Ezreal there is going to take out Jarvan, but Kog'Maw they're going to take out Gwen. And as the rest of the SNHU now starts to turn. Yone though, it looks like SNHU distracted them long enough for IQ there to go into the Nexus.
Maybe he's going into the Riot servers.
It looks that way.
It looks like the game itself has ended. Oh, more so of a stream issue, it looks like.
Stream that up. Stream crashed.
Oh, stream crash?
Stream crashed. Well, I kind of figured because I saw, since we all saw
Yeah,
like
so we could see everyone.
rush into like the Nexus towers.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said PC crash, I thought you meant the League One crash. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, oh, I can still hear it. Yeah. Oh, I hear my phone buzzing. Uh-oh. Is that my friend asking? Oh.
All right,
Alright.
so while we fix some technical difficulties on our side, we will be right back.
All right, and we're back with some closing remarks and interviews. I am joined by IQ to run it down here
Yo.
after another amazing victory, and especially after closing it out. We unfortunately were having a little bit of technical difficulties seeing on our end, but from the sound of it and what I've been told, IQ, you finished out that game pretty strong.
No, I did. I did. I just, saw that I was ahead of the game for most of the part, and then my team down in the half of the map was taking care of stuff, so I could finish it.
Right, right. How do you? How are you and the team feeling this season? You, from what I can tell, we had a little bit of a hiccup the last stream we had, uh, but every other game that we've seen, you've all gone undefeated, and it looks like the scores have reflected that as well.
Yes, definitely from last semester to this season, yeah, we have changed dramatically and improved dramatically. Like we're doing really good, and I'm very confident for games moving forward.
That's good to hear. I like that confidence. Was there any like doubts that came up after that game too that really like threw off any team dynamics or anything like that?
No, we talked about it for a little bit and just realized what mistakes we made during the game and took it and then just moved on. Didn't really bother us. We
That-
knew what to do. It was just mistakes happen.
I like that. That's really good to hear. Mistakes do happen, but yeah, I have to once again congratulate you on that win.
Thank you, thank you.
Look forward to seeing some more league, hopefully more victories. This is a very good streak to see out of you guys. This is very, like I said, we've seen some good changes out of you all.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I'm liking the team dynamic that's been shifted, but other than that, once again, an amazing, great game, and I hope you all had a amazing time watching that as well. And be sure to join us tomorrow for, I believe, it's Overwatch. And all right, and with that, we'll be seeing you all next time.